I was absolutely lied to about Christianity, and you were probably too. What if I told you that everything you think you know about God is contaminated through deception? I was raised Christian and I had to completely lose my faith before I found the truth. I grew up thinking I understood Christianity because I was raised Greek Orthodox, but in reality, I didn't. So I left, I became an atheist, I thought I was being illogical, but then something happened that completely shifted my worldview and forced me basically to build everything from the ground up. So this is my story, but I don't think this is just my story, this is about you. Because if I got deceived, then probably so did millions of others, right? And if you don't test what you believe, how do you really know if it's true? So I grew up Greek Orthodox, like most people here, Easter, baptisms, the usual. But religion wasn't something I understood, it just was there. It was part of my life, but I never really asked myself if I actually believed it. It was just a thing that you do. And the time comes where I enter my teenage years. And to be honest with you, when I was a teen, I didn't give a rip about God. Not about God, not about religion, not about truth, nothing. I only cared about the present, my current life, and what was right in front of me. And the funny thing is that when things were going well, God didn't even appear in my mind. But when life was going bad, I didn't see him either. But anyways, so naturally, I did what most people would do. I defaulted to atheism. I know, very new. But it wasn't some deep intellectual decision. It was just the easiest way to make sense of reality, Like God was nothing more than a bedtime story for people who couldn't handle the truth, the harsh realities of this world. And I genuinely believed I was being rational, logical. I thought I had figured it out. But looking back, I wasn't really thinking critically. To be honest with you, I don't really think I was thinking that much. I was just regurgitating other people's skepticism without ever challenging it. Like, I thought I was waking up to the truth, but in reality, I was just falling asleep to deception. And the scary part is that I didn't even realize it. I know, it's quite disappointing. But you know what's funny? The following years, I almost became a Muslim. Yeah. So when I was about 17, I started listening to men like Jordan Peterson and Andrew Tate talk about God sometimes. And I'm gonna be real with you, they just hit different. Peterson was interesting, but he was a bit too intellectual about it. Too much philosophy, too much psychology, too much jargon. Tate, on the other hand, that was tough. No fluff, no sugarcoating, just raw, unapologetic about God, masculinity, and purpose. So for me, that made Islam seem like the answer, if you wish. And I actually get why so many men are drawn to it, to Islam. Like the structure, the discipline, the brotherhood, the fact that Islam hasn't bowed down to Western degeneracy, and absolutely the whole thing with the four wives is very attractive. But anyways, I didn't actually ever convert, but I did get like seriously interested. Like I watched some videos, I read about it, tried to understand it. So I started thinking, maybe Islam is the truth. Maybe Christianity is just a weak, watered down, compromised false religion. But the thing that stopped me is that one day I realized, okay, I wasn't really looking for the truth. I was just looking for what felt strong, what looked right, what seemed logical. But that's not how you find truth, like ever, is it? Truth just hits you like a truck. Sometimes you're mad about it, probably pissed off that it is how it is. So you don't just pick what seems powerful if you're looking for the truth. You test it to see if it's actually true, you know? So once I realized that, I just knew I had to go back to the source. Not podcasts, not TikToks, not trends, not nothing. If God was real, then the truth was objective and was not found in a man. It was found in his word, the Bible. So I stopped really looking for a religion that just felt right and started searching for what's actually true. And the second I opened the Bible and started reading it, I realized that everything I thought about Christianity, everything I thought I knew about Christianity was so wrong. Absolutely wrong. However, let me make something really clear. I didn't become a Christian overnight. I didn't have an emotional altar call moment where I felt the presence of Jesus and broke down crying, blah blah blah. No, none of that. For me, at least, it was literal war. I started reading the Bible in April 2024. Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, straight into the wisdom books, because I didn't exactly care about religion fully yet. I just care about how to immediately improve my life and do that through knowledge, wisdom. And what I found is that it is not weak. The Bible was not weak. It wasn't some soft, feel good, self help book. It was raw, brutal truth. It called me out, exposed everything that's wrong within me and with the world. And let me tell you that by the time I finished the New Testament, like, I don't know, 3 months ago in November, I had precisely no doubts left. I think I got saved between October, November, I don't really know. All I know is that I just couldn't run from the truth anymore. Like, once you see something with your mind, you understand it, you can't reject it anymore, you can't unsee it. And the very moment that I saw the whole picture, like about God, the Trinity, Jesus, the gospel, and the overarching biblical narrative, I realized something rather terrifying, which is that 95% of people are lost. Like, they're actually lost. I'm not talking about atheists, Muslims, I'm talking about even Christians, Catholics, Orthodox. They are lost, totally lost. And that messed me up for days. I was like, wow, everyone believes lies and no one speaks the truth. So then I remembered when Jesus said in Matthew that the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. And what this means is that many people's souls are basically ripe, if you wish, to get saved, but people are not evangelizing. There's not enough laborers. And I understood that in real time when I was reading it. Like, people genuinely don't know the truth. They might think they do, but they don't. And if someone like me, someone so sure that God was a lie, could be deceived, then can you imagine how many others are walking around completely and absolutely blind to the truth? And that's exactly when I made my choice. I was going to be a laborer for God. Because the world isn't just lost, and you guys all see this. It's being aggressively led into darkness every day. And if you think deception isn't real, let me tell you another thing. Since April, when I basically started this journey, if you wish, I had 4 different visions. I had one about demonic warfare, where I literally saw how demons manipulate people to sin and do evil. I had one about angelic intervention, something about the end times, like a final warning before everything shifts, something. And then I had 2 other dreams about my own death and resurrection. Almost like God was telling me, hey, life isn't about you anymore. And listen, you can believe that or you cannot, I don't really care. But here's what I know. The second I saw the truth, I saw the war behind it. Everything around the world revolves around Jesus. Everything is trying and everyone in power to defeat Jesus and the message. That's the truth, guys. When you go, and I hear this sometime online, that on every rabbit hole you go and you dig, if you dig deep enough, you will find Jesus. It's absolutely true. Absolutely true. Definitely my experience, and it's absolutely true. But the second I got committed to the truth, I realized how little the people are that are fighting for it or willing to fight for it. I want to force you to ask yourself, are you actually searching for the truth? Or are you just following whatever script you fell into?